Man alive, that's what's taking us to America then.
You're acting as if you never seen a boat before, Aether Kennedy.
Don't be daft, Jamie. I've seen boats before.
Ah, yes. Those little fishing ones in that wee little harbour.
No need to be an arse.
Ah, the immigrants. I trust they shall fill up the rest of the ship, yeah?
Well, they won't be bothering us. The ship's designed with a maze of halls between halls. They'll be kept down below where they belong.
I was told it was for health reasons, to prevent the spread of infections steerage may pass along.
To hell with the reason. They're simply not fit to mingle with us.
You seem to hold quite a grudge with the lower classes, Mr. Tolliver.
Hardly. To have a grudge against them, I need to associate myself with them. I have no grudge. It's just a simple fact. They belong down there and we belong up here. They could look up from that tugboat and wouldn't give half a damn as to who's up here.
That no good lying, cheating, swindling son of a bitch.
What's the matter then?
That fat Yankee bastard. Up there on the top deck.
Why? Do you know him then?
Cannot believe I have to share the same boat with that scum of the earth.
What's he done to upset you so?
That bastard ruined the entire family. We used to be a respectable bunch. As soon as he stepped into the picture, we lost everything. Been forced to live a lowly life.
Well, we're ever so grateful that you shared your gracious presence with us then. Give over,
Ouch.
will ya? It is a good thing he's done all that then. I mean, think about it. If it weren't for him, you would not have met me.
That alone will be sufficient to kill him.
Excuse me, are you Professor Chilton?
Yes?
I'm Olivia Marston. You've met my cabin mate, Miss Corbin. Would it be possible to find somewhere a little quieter to talk? I'm slightly concerned about her.
Well, I suppose there's the promenade on B deck.
Shall we then? Okay, what happened last night?
I beg your pardon?
Last night, I came into our cabin to find Miss Corbin in a state. I thought the two of you were getting along splendidly. I'll ask plainly, Professor. Did you do or say anything to upset her?
No, of course not. At least not to my knowledge. Her demeanor changed when she received the letter from the purser's office.
You sure?
Positive.
Well, all right. I appreciate you telling me. She hasn't left our cabin all morning.
Why not?
I'd rather not say.
Miss Marston, I'm afraid that this concerns me far more than you could anticipate. If I've been accused of upsetting Miss Corbin, don't you think I'm entitled to some form of context?
Well, as long as it stays between us.
If I had a rose, I would hold it over my head.
Sub rosa. You know your Latin well. All right. Last night, when I found her in the state she was in, she insisted she was fine. But after we had gone to bed, I heard her talking.
In her sleep, perhaps?
If she was sleeping, she must have a very firm grip on dream control. All I can hear from her was, "He can't do this to me. He won't get away with this. I'll get even with him. I swear by all that is holy, I will..."
Oh, I begin to understand.
So it is not you that she was speaking about.
I hardly think so. We only met yesterday. I couldn't have had that big of an impact on her to say those things.
I see. You must understand, when I first confronted you, I sincerely thought she was in fact referring to you when she was talking about a man that she despised immensely last night. But now that you say that you are not that man, I didn't want to warrant concern that does not directly involve you. But, all things considered, you don't think she would do anything drastic, would you?
No, she's just going through heartbreak. But she strikes me as cool, calm, and collected. I'm sure she doesn't have an enemy in the world.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Good afternoon, Professor Chilton.
Not an enemy in the world. Unless... Pardon me, Herr Tolliver. I did not have the pleasure of introducing myself to you when we last spoke. Baron von Gutenberg, at your service, sir. May I buy you a drink?
Now you're speaking my language. I'll have a brandy, my good man.
Very good, sir.
Grab a seat, son. So, I take it by your name that you're a Kraut, Baron?
One might say that. And I understand that you are referred to as a steel baron.
That's good. I like that. And yes, my steel gets used for some of the best ocean liners to sail the seven seas.
Do you market your steel to passenger ships exclusively, sir?
By commission. Given that there hasn't really been a market for any other kind of ships, I mostly provide steel for passenger liners, yes.
So, you've never contributed to any military commissions? No warships?
I mean, the idea was touched upon some time ago, but the deal fell through before any contracts could be drafted up. It affects business badly. I had to shut down one of my factories.
That's understandable. A commission for something as inferior as a British warship would naturally be more prone to fall through.
As opposed to what, I may ask?
Why, steel provided for German warships, of course.
And that's why you're here today, I assume?
We Germans are not all as blunt as the Americans, I confess.
Right. Well, perhaps you can enlighten me on something, Baron. Why would I want to provide my material to a bunch of sauerkrauts? Get it? Sauerkrauts!
Very amusing, but I am rather serious, Herr Tolliver. I have exceptionally good connections with military leaders in the German Empire, and they would be very willing to pay handsomely to have some of the best battleships the world has ever seen.
Perhaps I did not make myself clear, Baron. I've been catering to passenger liners throughout my career. Why would I want to switch over to military commissions?
Herr Tolliver, as you are American, I trust you do not care to involve yourself with such trivial matters as the fate of European diplomacy, with a deprecating order of peace since Napoleon. Now, we are entering a new age of progress. Anything that can be dreamt up is now a reality. Light bulbs in motor cars, for example. Your country has done very well for itself, but side by side with these neutral inventions, scientists and engineers are paving the way for new machines. Machines to be used for war. But we do need a method of insurance. If we were to have a third party provide ships for us.
You're correct, Baron. I do not care about European politics. It's one thing to be a war profiteer, but one side will always lose. I am not a gambling man when there's a war to be lost.
I can understand that. The British would be almost certain to lose a war.
I wasn't talking about the British.
And what do you mean by that?
I don't mean anything by it. As I said, I'm not interested in politics. After the situation with the last deal, I decided not to involve myself in global affairs. I'm afraid that's my final word.
Well, it was certainly a good try. All's the same, I do hope you would at least save us some trouble and sign this affidavit of rejection. This document with your signature on it will confirm that I have indeed approached you with our proposition.
I gotta hand it to you. You're a good sport about it all, accepting defeat with dignity. Be sure to remember that, if and when war does come.
Why do you bother yourself over him, Aoife?
Bother? I don't bother that much.
Oh, so it were my imagination that you raised a fuss when you saw how far apart our cabins were from each other.
It's good fun.
Was Jamie in on the fun? Didn't seem like it.
Oh, why don't you stick your nose in a book, you busybody? He did more teasing than I did.
I thought perhaps if I teased her back, she'd lose interest.
And given how she was waving at you the way she did, how's that working out for you?
I just don't get it, Patty. She always finds a way to pop up in my direction.
But what have you got against her then? I mean, if she were to tease me as much as she does you, I'd see it as a lucky day. I think she's taken a fancy to you. I wouldn't put that to shame. She's a fine lass.
No argument here, but the fly in the buttermilk is that she sees it as one big game. I tried being genuine once or twice, but she just laughs it off.
How do you mean?
There were these times he'd ask me down to the market for a stroll. I always felt it was some practical joke or whatever, so I'd retaliate by laughing it off.
You make it sound so unreasonable that he should want to take you for a stroll. Why?
Oh, come on, Cleodna. We've always been teasing each other since we first met some years ago.
Now that we've gotten to know each other more,
You're entering new territory, and it unsettles you.
I know. But even if I admit the way I feel about her, there's no guarantee she'll take me seriously.
It's like some kind of defense mechanism, but it's the only way we know how to communicate.
Then 'tis probably better that your cabins are so far away.
Cleodna!
I only meant that you're so far apart, perhaps it'll be good to take a few days to clear your thoughts. See where the two of you stand. And when we all pass the Statue of Liberty, then the two of you can approach the matter with fresh perspectives.
There's just no point to it, Patty. As long as I've known her, we're stuck in this ruddy pattern, ne'er to end.
Maybe it's for the better. As they say in Donegal, your stars may not be aligned.
You know what I think? I wouldn't even be in this kind of a rut if it weren't for...
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Would you let that one go then?
You know what he did to my family, Patty. And now he's on board the same ship. It's a damn mockery. I swear on all that is holy, I could wring my hands around the fat neck of Caleb Tolliver and...
Oi! Keep your voice down, Jamie. You want the whole ship to hear you?
Tolliver, on this ship?
Mark my words, Aoife Kennedy. The two of you are stuck in a rut and something has got to give.
But he also said that he owed a meeting to that incident with the Yankee Tycoon, the Tolliver or something.
Oh, he's a bad one, I hear. You best be careful. From what I read in the papers, if Jamie McGowan were to have his way, you'd be head over heels with a murderer.
Cleopatra Casey, you wash your mouth this instant. Jamie may be hot-tempered, but he would never commit such a sin. Would he?
All persons who have anything to do before my lords, the King's Justice of Oyer and Termina, in general jail delivery, for the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court, draw near and give your attendance. God save the King.
No!
Good morning, Brigadier. Are you well? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I think an actual ghost would be preferable, Mr. Tolliver.
Now, never wish ill will against anyone. It might come back to haunt you.
Why must you torment me? Why can't we let the past die?
You can polish your fine metals all you want, but you can never wash the blood off.
How dare you, sir? I will not stand here and tolerate any further insolence from you.
When the going gets rough, you choose to leave the scene. Sound familiar?
I warn you, sir. I shall seek damages. My plans may be destroyed, but your slanders alone may.
Plans? What plans?
The plans I solicited to you. The new prototype for the dreadnoughts.
I have no recollection of a collaboration of any kind between us. I only know of the plans in my cabin based on my designs. If you had drafted any of your own, perhaps it would have benefited you if you had it in writing.
How dare you, sir? Those were my designs.
What can you do? I can't be touched now, remember?
Is there a problem here, gentlemen?
I shall not waste my time seeking an apology for your slanderous insults. But mark my words, Tolliver. The next person you cross won't seek an apology. They shall seek retribution.
And they shall have it when they pry it from my cold, dead hands.
If it should come to that.
I'm sorry, sir.
Nothing. The air is getting a bit too frigid for my taste.
Are you well enough to walk, sir?
I'll be fine.
I should call a physician.
You'll do nothing of the kind.
One of our passengers is a physician, isn't he? I'm sure he can treat it with discretion.
Well, I suppose so.
Yes, sir.
I believe there may be some letters addressed to my employer, Caleb Tolliver.
Ah, I think I remember. These had special instructions on them, I believe. They were to be held until the voyage was underway. Heaven help me, I can't understand why.
Yes, thank you. The latest contracts on the Benton and Ferguson merger are all finished, sir.
Good man, Campbell.
I've also just returned from the purser's office. They said they had a telegram and a letter for you, sir. Did you have a good walk, sir?
It was uneventful.
I understand that's exactly how the captain wanted this voyage to be. Although I heard from a couple of stewards that it might not be that simple.
How do you figure that?
There's a rumor going around that there is some sort of a private investigator on board the ship, trailing a pair of con artists. Of course, the crew was doing their best to keep the gossip to a minimum.
And failing miserably, it seems. Otherwise, you would not have heard about it.
Precisely.
Although, it may seem to be perfect timing.
I'm sorry?
Any idea as to who the investigator is?
I believe it was some gentleman named Gethin, sir. Why?
Pardon me, sir. I left my cabin and seem to have forgotten my matches. Could I trouble you for one?
Here. Help yourself.
Thanks. Actually, I was wondering if perhaps I could join you for a moment.
I don't see why not. Some coffee?
Thanks, I could use it. I've got a lot to do today. Cream and sugar.
Ah, so not a pleasure cruise then.
Not in the grand scheme of things. I was wondering if you could oblige me.
How many matches does one need? Especially if he hasn't used it yet.
Oh, come on. You and I both know that's the oldest trick in the book to gain someone's attention. I only ask for the sake of the other patrons in the room.
I suppose you have me there. Well, you have my attention now. What can I do for you?
I've heard that you're a private investigator.
Where did you hear that?
Just a rumor floating around amongst the crew.
Sir, this is highly irregular. I'm in pursuit of 2 dangerous con artists, but if word gets out about who I am, they might slip through my fingers once again.
Ha! Whatever commission you're being paid for this job, I'll double it in cash. On the spot.
I'm listening.
Just received that this afternoon.
The ship of justice rolls from starboard port, but soon she'll dock safely in court. The law may have sentenced you one way, but society has sentenced you another. Tonight it shall be carried out.
If it was from someone back in England, I would have had it by now. But no. My secretary says that someone delivered that letter to the purser's office, with instructions not to deliver it until we've cleared land. No return address. No name, no cabin number, nothing.
Sounds quite serious.
I've received threatening letters like this one before, you understand. But this one, it really takes the cake. Especially since we're now in the middle of the ocean.
With nowhere to run to. I can see your predicament.
Exactly. And that's no secret that I've had a few interactions with some rather questionable characters on this ship.
I have an idea, but why are they questionable?
You know that insufferable woman, Lady Galloway. She only has to enter a room to make you despise her. Then there's Brigadier McIntyre.
I believe it's McIntyre.
Not sure if a word got around about the little incident we had on the promenade.
I admit I did hear an officer talking about it with Captain Smith. Dr. Brooks is looking him over now for any physical or emotional discomfort he may have endured.
Nah, he'll get over it. They say he suffers from battle fatigue, but I think it's just a farce to cover up his inactions from the Boer War. But speaking of Dr. Brooks, he's another one. Damn bundle of nerves. And with good reason, given what he's done in the past. But that's what makes him dangerous. When they ain't right in the head, that's when they strike.
I see. Anyone else?
Sure. There's Baron von Gutenberg. He tried to entice me into a business deal with the Germans. It's one thing to do business with a foreigner, but when you double-cross them, things are liable to get sloppy.
Interesting. Is that all of them?
Why not? They're the only ones I interact with. Anyone from the other classes I'm not worried about. And don't even get me started on the crew. They'd have too much to lose if they were caught up in the assault of an American millionaire.
Good point. As for this letter, it intrigues me.
How so?
Well, it doesn't narrow things down for us, does it? Or with it being typewritten at all.
No handwriting to trace, so that means it could have come from any one of them.
I'm afraid it's far too early to make that judgment yet, Mr. Tolliver. But what I can do is take a closer look at this letter, if you don't mind. Perhaps I can find out where it came from. I should be able to check the fingerprints.
Fingerprints? That method's only been good since December. Are you sure it's a reliable test?
It has been accepted in the American Court of Law. Do you know how many people have handled this letter?
Apart from us? Only my secretary, the purser, and whoever sent it, obviously.
Well, this much I am certain of, sir. Whoever sent it to you took the time to get to know you quite a bit.
What do you mean by that?
Mr. Tolliver, in my line of work, a threatening letter made anonymously is usually vague in its contents, prepared to die or other trivialities. But this particular letter is specific. It uses an old phrase that was conceived where ships and justice are concerned, but that in itself is not what interests me. What I am interested in is how it is connected with you.
Damn if I know.
Are you sure?
Why wouldn't I be?
Mr. Tolliver, you approached me with a job. I've decided to take the job. But part of the job is that I get straight to the facts. And if you want me to help, I suggest you cooperate. Did you do or say anything in the past to have warranted a letter like this? If you have anything to tell me, now is the time.
It maybe, Detective, that I am a victim of mistaken identity. I admit I have been crude, but I still have my moral disposition. I have nothing to be reproached with.
And that is your final word on the matter? You firmly believe you've done nothing wrong?
I don't believe I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. That's the end of the matter. Can you find out who sent this or not?
Very well. I will take a look at this. If there's any developments, I'll call you. In the meantime, I strongly advise that you spend the rest of tonight inside your cabin with the door locked tight.
I don't see why not. Not many people would enjoy my company anyway.
Excuse me, Doctor. I believe you may have dropped this?
I'm obliged to you, Mr. Campbell. But where did you find it?
Near the rotating doors down the hall. I wasn't sure what it was, but I thought you might have figured it out.
I don't even remember taking it out. It's my personal prescription. It's used to combat respiratory issues.
Oh, I see. Amyl nitrate?
I wish it was, but amyl nitrate is contained in a capsule that's meant to be broken and inhaled. No, this is strychnine. Same method, but have to be careful with the dosage.
Oh, sure. They spend hundreds of pounds creating medications which have to be closely monitored, but they can't invent a cure for my leg.
I'm sorry, how did that come to happen?
Wrong place, wrong time.
I understand. If it's not too much to ask, how were you able to find employment? With that leg, I mean.
Let's just say an accident took place close to a property of Caleb Tolliver's. He felt somewhat responsible, so he offered me a job as his secretary. Mostly desk work, so I hardly need to move without physical exhaustion.
Good Lord. How do you put up with him?
An insightful answer would sound much better. Unfortunately, it's as simple as money. He pays well and covers my medical expenses.
Tolliver? Generous? That's a first.
I have an idea of what you mean. It certainly is out of his character.
Boy, here's my bunk. Go find your own.
Is your name on it or something?
How about I write my name with your blood on it, mate?
Has the soot gone to your head, lad? There's unclean bunks all over.
Oh, think you're a smart one, eh? Let's see if your brawn has any brains in it, too.
Oi, clear off of him. You want to kill him? I only mean, it won't look good if you got blood on your hands. Just take it easy on him. He's just got some soot in his eyes. Don't you, Mr. Baines?
What? Oh, he's right, chum. My mistake.
It happens.
You just gonna let that bully get away with that then?
If you knew who he was, you'd know not to get in his way.
Yeah? Who is he then that makes our tough leading fireman fear him, eh?
That's Dylan Bennion, West Belfast.
Christ. I've heard stories.
Aye, and if you want to remain on his good side, you best believe in them. Now get some shut-eye. Word is we're pushing to 21 knots.
You can't do this.
I am simply doing what is best.
But I love him. How can you tell him to say those horrid things to me?
I never told him to contact you.
What?
Whatever he told you, I have no knowledge about it.
Why would he say those things? Why would he end it?
I told him that if the two of you were ever to see each other again, I would take matters into my own hands.
Like what?
Why do you think you're in second class?
How can you be so cruel? To me, of all people.
Believe me, my child, In the end, you'll see that this was the right decision.
It isn't the end of this. He and I will be together again, and you can't stop us.
Over my dead body.
I'm sorry, sir. You can't go that way. It's for crew only.
Oh, sorry. Got lost. The ship's quite the maze.
You should see how it is for steerage.
Good evening, sir.
Evening, Mr. Lycala.
Ready to relieve.
We've shifted course to 265 and we're running smoothly at 21 knots.
I suppose the captain is serious about the speed, then?
We'll be approaching the ice in a day or two. The captain would prefer to get past the ice fields as quickly as possible.
Aye, sir. Oh, by the way, I noticed a memo in the chart room. Something about the lookouts.
Yes, I put it there. They made a report that they can't access their binoculars. The key to the box is missing.
Seems to be quite the pattern there.
Pardon?
Well, earlier tonight Mr. Andrews reported he had misplaced a key. Then an hour ago, Dr. O'Loughlin reported a syringe missing.
I'm not sure what we can do about the missing syringe, but I'll send word to the Master-at-Arms to provide a copy from Mr. Andrews just in case. Well, that's me then. Good night.
Good night, sir.